Welcome back, and guess who is back? Ashwin is back from Vegas.
Jake Layman's back.
Jake Layman's back, and Ashwin is back, and he put all of his money down in Vegas on Jake Layman Finals MVP.
Yeah.
And it's looking pretty
And I was
good.
right.
You were right. You were right.
So this is my last official show.
That's true. You're retiring, and good night. No.
Yeah.
But no, super fun game. I mean, we must start off by saying Jake Layman birthday party.
Happy birthday.
It's insane. Happy birthday. Just a wild night at Target Center. Obviously, we were playing a depleted, and not only depleted, just a bad Portland team. So, we shouldn't be celebrating our basketball skills too much tonight, although we will talk about some tonight. This was really just an exhibition game that became fun for the Timberwolves.
I just saw on Twitter what you posted, and I'm crying.
What did you see?
I'm crying.
I'm
crying.
It's great, right?
Can't just piss on your player. Oh, that's the best fucking shit. I still can't get over that body issue anyways.
I know.
I'm glad it's getting repurposed.
Yes, it is. And on a good night.
Dude, what the hell? What are we doing here? We are winning games. Games we're supposed to be winning. Games that we're getting to allow us to clown around in the fourth quarter for an entire quarter and do the wave with the fans.
Pat Bebb's out there with a t-shirt gun.
I don't know. Act like we've been there before. What were we saying 5 games ago?
Yeah.
And apparently we did it, and now we're doing this. So
yeah,
it's a good feeling. And I don't know, man. There's a lot to share. Like stepping away from the team during the All-Star break, coming back, looking at the schedule, and being like,
Yeah.
And we're ahead of schedule now. Like, I don't know, man.
We are. I mean, we're 8 games above 500 now. That's insane. Target Center was the loudest I've heard since KG's return game. I mean, we had such insane. I mean, it was super fun. And it's good to win, but at the same time, I mean, obviously we need to keep winning. Although the Nuggets are pretty close with the Warriors, who aren't even really playing tonight, but man, every team around us is still winning. We are still winning. We just got to keep winning. Obviously, this was a stretch where we wanted to go at a minimum 4-1. And we've gone 4-0 so far. No, 3-0, I think. 3-0 out of these 5 easy games. So we're pretty close to getting there. And D'Lo didn't play tonight and hasn't played any of these games. We've had our bench have to step up. Cat has been amazing. And so has Jake Layman. But
middle of the game, Katie Storm had a little mid-game report kind of talking back to before, or right around middle of January or right around the New Year, and Kat had this we got to win 4, we can't win just 4 or 5, we got to win 10, 12, we got to win 30, all that accent crap. Yeah. And since then we've been 20-6 or something. It's a little wild just thinking about the tempo of this team and how we're hitting our stride at the right time and not peaking too early before Chase Bunninger goes down with an season career-ending entry. So and through all the doldrums of the NBA, all of the DeAndre Jordan shifting teams by 5 different teams in the season, we're staying kind of on cruise control and learning from each other and working within each other. The culture is building because winning is building, and yes, the fans are showing up into the building as a result. So it's kind of cool seeing this unexpectedly. Yeah. I will say I am blown away.
I am too. I did expect to have at least 3 wins out of these 5 easy games, but like you said, yeah, we're on some crazy tear. I mean, since we started the season 4-9, I think we're 33-20 now, and that's insane. So I mean, hats off to the Timberwolves for really being a consistently good team. And unlike the Butler years, I mean, this is a fun team to watch. We're not winning and being oh well. I mean, yeah, I guess we played fundamentals. No, we're having fun playing. Tonight was obviously an insane exception to the other games that we've had just because of how crazy it got. I mean, we were almost up by 50 at a point. And I mean, we got Jake Layman out there getting MVP chance and all of it. But yeah, I mean, it's just a fun team, and it's unfortunate that all these other teams around us are winning too, because I mean, we both had kind of middling expectations for the team going into the season. You had higher I thought we were going to go 41-41, and you had us going 43-39. Honestly, we might both be under. Like at this point, we'd have to have a pretty bad last month of the season.
Yeah. I was doing some numbers in the plane, just crunching. 47 wins is where we are gonna end up if we play like just 500, slightly above 500, which is just like looking at the schedule, we'll probably get there. That's 47 wins, dude. That's what we did like to get the 8th seed, the play-in game or whatever, maybe even just right about then. And yeah, this is the funnest I've had since 2003, 2004. Oh, yeah. And even that year was stressful as balls. This is a different layer of stress. It's where I've relieved myself of stress. That's weird to phrase it like that, but
pause.
I'm not worried. I'm just like excited, and I'm just running with that motive, like the steam that the team is giving me, as opposed to being frustrated by Cat these days. Like I'm learning, I'm evolving, just as I think he is and the team is as well, and learning how to respect the process and respect how the like on game, off game, kind of like how you can build from each game. And it's hard to be talking about a team who's winning. I will be honest, I don't have many thoughts about the game itself.
It is a lot easier to talk about when you know everything that they're doing wrong.
Yeah, I'm not finding many flaws in the games I've been watching or watching back or watching, highlight reels of. And so like my role is just to sit back and enjoy and like, yeah, Mom, I made it, yeah, we did it. We're getting here. And man, it feels like the Phoenix Suns of the bubble year. It feels like the Memphis Grizzlies just like getting Ja Morant and being like, now we have a fun team again. Whereas I bet you Memphis was like grinding their teeth during the grind era, where they were like, we can't beat Kobe. We can't beat, Steve Nash. We can't beat KG and the Wolves. We can't beat Tim Duncan and the Spurs. And we're just here grinding our ass off, thinking that next year will be the year. Like they're here in the second seed already, rebuilding, retooling. And this is like with like no ridiculous trades. They're just doing it on their own. It's got to be so much fun.
Yeah. And I think you're right. It's kind of about like respecting the process in some regard, because like, I mean, I still think if we're going to be realistic Timberwolves fans, it's still, I mean, the playoffs still don't look super confident, but if you can somehow sneak into that 6th seed, it's feeling a lot better. And we're doing everything we possibly can to be in that 6th seed, other than that 4-9 start to the season. I mean, we've been really solid. But yeah, you got to go someplace.
No.
Okay.
I just forgot that I could take my headphones off.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I looked like you had an emergency. I was worried. I was like, oh God.
I forgot I could do that.
But yeah, no, it is about respecting that process. And, obviously I'm very hopeful for the playoffs. I'm very hopeful for the play-in if we have to be in the play-in, which, I mean, it seems like we will. But like the play-in, we've also got some things that are against us. Paul George and Kawhi could come back and play for just a play-in game this season, or if for some reason we fell to like the 9 seed or something, then we have to play a healthy Lakers, which still I'm not so worried about, but still. And then the Pelicans are crazy right now too. So like, I think it's important that we still have Timberwolves expectations of like let's not think finals yet, but we're enjoying the process along the way. Like tonight was, there's a part of me that's like, man, this is kind of disrespectful to Portland, and it's kind of disrespectful to, even like my dad was like, these MVP chants are kind of disrespectful to Layman in a way, but like I think it's all in good fun. And I think this is a night where it is fine to be kind of having this fun mentality. I mean, you're up by 40 in the 4th quarter. Feel free to play Jake Layman, Josh Kogi, Nathan Knight the whole 4th quarter. What does it matter?
Ben
So
thought we were up by 60 when we were up 90-60. He's like, and the Wolves up by 60.
Yeah. And I haven't seen it do this on YouTube. Polka Office just followed us and it got the alert up on the screen.
Look at that alert.
Thank you for subscribing. Yeah. Ended my stream. Oh, thank you, Timberwolves Daily. Thank you. Ending my stream by putting you all up on the screen. Thank you.
Pressure.
I appreciate that. Big ups to cool. Timberwolves Daily.
Big ups. Shout out.
Yeah. Feel free to subscribe. We do this. Yeah, we do this every game. Also, well, no, we'll talk about playoffs later. We won't get into the playoffs just yet. But
yeah, it's fun. It's fun to hear. It's fun to hear Dave Benz, Jim Pete talk about the outside box scores sometimes and like what we can't control. At the same time, I'm trying not to give too much thought into it because we're gonna be where we are. Like that's so silly to say, but we're gonna be the 7th seed. We're gonna maybe potentially be the 6th seed. That'd be wild and crazy. But like, what are we gonna be able to talk about if it doesn't happen? Like we're gonna talk all about this nonsense that might not happen. Let's just be where we are. We're comfortable with this because our progress has been way above expectations. So think of this as a building year for next year, like what we are expecting next year, because as a byproduct of this year, now we can see a little bit more of that. And we're doing this without Ant, and we're doing this without, some other potential retools of our roster. So this summer, the summer of Goop, man.
Yeah. Giddy for Gupta.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty interesting to see.
Yeah, another subscriber, King Wiley, 100. I appreciate it. I've seen you in the chat before. I appreciate it.
What's up, King?
But no, I think it is going to be important enjoying the process. I mean, it would really suck to lose the play-in games, but I think you're right. I mean, the 7 seed seems to be where we're going to be, whether we win a lot or lose a lot. It seems like that's still pretty safe for us, or at least the 7 or 8 seed, I should say, because I think now we are, after winning tonight, the Clippers lost yesterday. We are up 3 games on the Clippers, and we're still. It looks like Denver is going to win against the depleted Warriors, or not depleted, just no Warriors. Yeah. So then we're still going to be 2 games back of Denver, which is going to suck. But it's a 7 seed is nothing bad. And honestly, if the Clippers, as long as Kawhi and Paul George aren't back, like we have very good chance of making it. So, and who knows? Maybe Memphis could be that 2 seed. That would be another good situation. Also, I mean, maybe we want Golden State to be that 2 seed. Who knows?
It's all positives here in the bottom of the West.
It's funny. I was going back. Down here. I was going back to our show, the show after we started the season 4 and 9.
Yeah. That was a bad space.
That was definitely a rough time for us. Honestly, I feel like we didn't actually have that much negativity. I mean, we definitely were on like some bad topics of conversation, like trading certain number 1 players on the team. But I mean, that was a really frustrating start. And this was like a huge season for us, and it still is. A huge season to kind of determine which direction does this team go, and when we started 4 and 9, who knew? Like, we didn't know if this was going to be just another Timberwolves like 10, 15, 20 game under 500 season with talent, or if this was going to be an injury season, a COVID season, or just a not working season. And it's pretty clear. I mean, we're so deep. I mean, we've only got a month left of games. We're 8 games, 7 or 8 games above 500. It feels great, and that in itself is a win. It should be counted as a win for the Timberwolves, and it's a step in the right direction. I don't know what we can do in the playoffs. I don't know what we will do in the playoffs or the play-in, but I am very excited just that we are in that realm of conversation.
Yeah, man. A few years ago, this would be probably the scariest grouping of games we would ever have faced. The Portland Trailblazers and the OKC Thunder, and then here they are in like rebuilding situations, and that's how quick, that's how fast time can fly, and how teams can reassess who they are. We've been so bad for so long that finding a leader has been a really rough patch for us. Just finding someone who is going to be wanting to stay here and build something special. We haven't had that. We've had someone who punched through a wall and said, "Get me the fuck out of here."
Yeah.
We had we had so many players in and out of this team, that how can you build sustainability and like a culture? It has to be through itself, and then you find pieces to tool around it. Yeah, I'm growing as a fan and learning a lot about what a leader is and how to trust what that is and how it can manifest itself in like different types.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been prone to see the alpha, the person who's just going to be a big dog down there, right? Like the Zebos, the Kobes. I don't know why I started with Zebo. The like the Kobes, the Jordans, right? The Embiids now, the Hardens, like the KDs. Those are the leaders. And now the Draymonds of Golden State. Is Cat a leader? In his own right, I think he is. And it's just a weird way to describe it and define it. And we're going to have to just live with that definition because it's not going to be the set and standard. It's going to be a different type of evolving leader. But I think he's been listened to. He's been heard. And I think the players around him are listening to him finally. And people around him are brought in to listen to him and to build with him.
I think you're
unlocking a different Cat.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think, at the beginning of the season, we kind of talked about the reason we were so frustrated with Cat in the beginning of the season was because we were in year 7 and things just never changed. It was always the same / even worse. We've talked about how his first couple seasons were really exciting, maybe not from a leadership standpoint, but from like a play-wise standpoint. And like we were in year 7, we're starting 4-9. I hate to keep bringing that up, but like, it was question time. It was time to be like, hey, what's going on? You don't like players in their 7th year don't suddenly blossom into some insanely different player. They just hone in and tone certain areas of their game or leadership style. Towns has really made changes over the last, especially like month or two, to the point where again, we played a very bad team tonight. Sorry, Portland, but like we played a bad team, and realistically, we haven't played any like real centers in the last few games. But Towns is still out there acting and playing differently. He is dominating like he should. So yeah, sure, it's expected, but like this is peak Towns basketball right now that I am loving. It's crazy. We come out of the 3-point contest, and I think he may have shot less than 10 threes since then.
For sure.
It's kind of crazy. And older Towns, I think he would have come out and just chucked up threes every game because it's like, yeah, this is my new me, but no, he's gone crazy. He had he had 27 points in 24 minutes tonight. It's just ridiculous. So super, super exciting. And yeah, JBX is right in the chat. It's been much more measured, mature version of Cat. That's 100% true. But
he's pulled all my hairs out of my head, so there's no more hairs to give to the floor and to the trash. Right. So now I have to deal with what he is, and he is growing into a player that I'm really falling for. Like I'm really like wanting to root. I've been always rooting for him, but like I'm buying into what he is, and it's really cool. Year 7. Let's get there, man. Let's. It doesn't take this like rookie kind of like contract to like build into a contender. It might take years. It might take to your prime to get something going, and yeah, we're pretty freaking fortunate to have someone like that. There's still flaws, right? There's still flaws, and we're gonna have to find those answers still. But this team has holes. This team will continue to have holes, regardless of our roster. But it's looking good. It's looking like a winning, successful season. And what does success mean? We've been so bad for so long. This is success. Just being above 500. Just seeing like the fruit of our labor, all that work that we put into building a team around a player. With all the vitriol, all the change that's been happening. So maybe enough of this lecturing / love affair. Let's get into what we do here on the show. And what do we do here on the show, Cam?
We do tier lists. And
like crying?
Yeah, tears of crying. But tonight they're tears of joy. So tier list time. And I hope I might have screwed up the cameras. I did not. They're working. Good. There we go. Jake Erickson, King Wiley's a huge Minnesota sports fan, and Jake Erickson says, "I'm sorry for you, King Wiley." No, it's okay. Minnesota has their
okay to be a sports fan.
Their moments, but yes, it is something that we need to be consoled for frequently. But tier list time, and we've got a lot of people to do. We've got the over under from the Discord, and we've also got the tier list from the Discord tonight. So we've got a lot to go over. If you're new here, we do this every night. We rate the players on their performance only tonight, as you can see to my right.
Wherever that song is.
Yeah. I think it's my right. Anyways, C is expected, so that's what we expected out of the player. You know, like if Towns goes, I mean, Towns' stat line tonight is kind of what we expect, but like in 24 minutes, it's kind of wild. But it's not just based off stats; it's based off of like how much they affect winning or how much they took away from winning. A1 is unbelievably, like, we're never gonna forget this performance. Wancho is you actively took away from the team's success. Glenn Taylor is like you suck forever and we'll never forgive you.
But you're still front row for some reason.
But you're still front row. Yes, exactly. Which Wancho has been the only Glenn Taylor player this year.
He's been consistent all year long.
He really has. And we've had some rumblings for maybe today moving him. We'll have to see. We'll have to see at the end of the show. But anyways, into the tier list. Actually, do you want to do the over under first?
Yeah, for sure.
I think we're so good at saying out loud.
Yeah. Versus the Blazers, the G League edition, because I loved how you said the Denver Nuggets were playing the not Warriors. We were playing the not Blazers. Yeah. Get dank. Get dank.
Ooh.
Get crunk. Well, Jalen Noel had an over. I can't do this. Joel's points were set at 13.5, and unanimously we went over and he went under. So a big 0 for the Discord. Josh Kogi, apparently Big Boy expected Josh Kogi to play. His minutes were set at 11 minutes and he went over at 20. Only one person picked the over at 20. That's your boy Cameron. That's crazy that you saw that. I'm so bad at this. Malik Beasley was set at 13.5 shot attempts. Majority went under, and he went over. That means everyone sucks at this. And then the Wolves team highest scoring quarter was 37.5. That was what the bar was set at. Most people went here under, and it was under by a couple. I don't understand how Big Boy gets so close to these things, but he does.
Seriously.
And so the Discord went 0-2. Nobody over 2 over 4, which I think that was you, Cam. So congrats.
Yay. But yeah, shout out the Big Boy for putting those together. It's always fun to do that. And yeah, the Big Boy's so crazy accurate with those. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Especially
tonight. How about DJ Dime?
DJ
Dime.
Can
you talk about the game? Like, I don't think we've talked about the game at all. Maybe we won't, but we're just gonna put faces to the letters here.
Yeah, no.
How about the arena experience?
It was definitely a fun night. I mean, the crowd was into it again. There's a pretty big crowd again for a Monday night against a not good team. So I was super shocked. Crowd got so loud for Jake Layman, but they also got loud for other moments too. But the Jake Layman moment definitely took it. I mean, obviously, go on Twitter. You're gonna see everything on Timberwolves Twitter. You're gonna see Jake Layman trying alley-oop dunks and step back threes, and Ant's over there dancing on the sideline while Towns and Beverly are doing the wave. And Beverly's also shooting t-shirt guns, and I mean, it was just like an insane night. But it was super, super fun to be there. So,
did the crowd sit after we made our free throws?
Yeah, well, the in arena guy said to sit down. So he's like, "You may." Whenever we score, he says, "You may be seated."
You may be seated. Funny.
But yeah, okay. Tier list. We've got a lot, so maybe we'll go through really quick. Well, there's some players on the bench that we got to go through, and I think
we got to go through them.
We got to go through them. And do you want to just start with the player of the game, Jake Layman?
Probably.
Let's start with Jake Layman. Jake Layman played an exact 12 minutes. He must have started the fourth quarter and played the entire fourth quarter. 5 points, 7 rebounds on his birthday. He was unfortunately 1 of 6 shooting, but the crowd didn't know that. And he did actually end up getting a personal foul and a turnover. But
I like that. I like those stats. I like that breakdown too.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Everybody else, we can do other quick ones. But with Jake Layman, you want to do a 3, 2, 1?
Yeah, for sure.
All right. 3, 2, 1. A1.
A.
Oh my gosh.
There's some controversy in the chat.
No,
he didn't make his dunk. He didn't make that lay-in
dunk. He did, he did definitely mess up a lot with like moments that he could have just absolutely brought the house down. But but I like this is an unforgettable Jake Layman.
Unforgettable. It's the only game of Jake Layman. I will say this. I feel bad. I actually really felt bad with all the crowd noise around him. It probably is a fun fanfare kind of event, like everyone kind of getting around him, making those shots on his birthday, whatever. They shouted that out. But like, man, the pressure to perform when you're getting your name is getting like chanted and like they're singing happy birthday to you and like MVP chants and you haven't played in 5 months. I don't know, man.
No, I think there was definitely pressure because every time it was like
follow me on Twitter if you want.
he was like the crowd was every time he touched the ball he got a rebound. They're going nuts. He's dribbling the ball up. They're like shoot. But man, it was just insane. Whoever followed him on the Blazers is lame. Seriously, that was crazy. But
you missed it on the broadcast. Dave Benz thought the crowd was chanting Blazers.
What?
Let's go Blazers, and it was Layman. He was there counting "Let's go Layman." And Dave Benz was on another fucking level, man. He eats. I don't know. He gets high off of everything.
He's doing too much pickleball.
He took off that turbulence, and he's never been the same since.
I assume the Discord also agrees with me.
They do.
Of course. Good.
They do.
Well, good. I think we've got that settled. He's an A1 tonight.
For sure.
But next up, okay, so we'll go through pretty quickly through these bench players. You want me to just grade them? I don't remember what we did before this. Okay.
Yep.
We'll do. I'm not doing it in the correct. Well, I guess I'll do it in the order that's on here. So, Josh Kogi did quite a bit tonight. He played 20 minutes. He had 9 points, 2 rebounds, 2 steals. He was actually 4 of 7 shooting. Pretty good, but I mean, obviously these are garbage minutes. But it's the best we've seen of Kogi in a long time. I would say Josh Kogi, honestly, probably like a B for Josh tonight. Even though this is like bad minutes, I feel like it's probably B worthy.
You're wrong. It's an A. He killed it. He made a 3. He made a dunk. It was an insane dunk, man. I think he has so much to give to this game, and he's just such a vet for us. It's an A tier, man. He doesn't play anymore.
I like it. Is that what the Discord said?
You're so easy to be persuaded. And also get Dave Benz in here. Get him in Wancho tier. Get him in Glenn Taylor tier right now.
Dave. Oh my god.
He was so bad tonight.
We'll give him Wancho.
We'll give him the watch.
But okay. Josh Kogi, A tier. I like it.
I like how you get persuaded so easily. Yep. On to the next one.
Naz Reid. I'm going in such a wild order tonight, but Naz Reid, 18 points, 11 rebounds, 5 of 8 shooting, 2 of 3 from 3. He actually had a decent night from 3. I think it was a pretty good Naz night. I mean, 18 points and 11 rebounds is insane, and that happened in 20 minutes. Honestly, it might be A tier as well.
Put him down. I'll tell you what if you're right or wrong.
All right.
If you're right or wrong, I don't know if that was.
Am I right or wrong?
Let's do it. Are you against the tier list? You are not against the tier list. The tier list agrees with you.
Good.
I'm sorry, the Discord. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
The tier list gods agree with you.
All right, we've got an insane order. We're just rolling with it tonight. I don't really care.
Let's do it.
So next up, Jared Vanderbilt, one of the starters, who actually played less than Josh Kogi and Naz Reid. He had 4.7 rebounds. Kind of a non-factor night. He did get a lot of rebounds early on. It was kind of like a typical Vanderbilt night. But I feel like I can't give him. I mean, I guess he's probably a C, but I kind of want to give him a B. What does the tier list gods say?
The tier list gods are split. There's a fork in the road
between B and C.
Yeah. And I think this was like a C game.
Yeah, I think
it wasn't necessarily needed, and so that's maybe why he kind of like phoned it in for the most part. And a couple of flubs, like Butterfinger hands came back again. I think he hit the charcuterie board before pregame, just like Dave Benz did. And so he had that grease from the cheese on his fingers when he was playing. So I don't know, man. A couple missed opportunities, but we didn't really need him tonight. So
But yeah.
Imagine not watching the game and tuning into the live to see LAYMAN A1.
True.
Yes. If you're
Uh,
not watching the game but you're watching the stream,
yeah,
that's a different question though.
this tier list is already like, just imagine tuning into this. Just in general, we got Dave Benz and Wancho. We've got
Yeah.
Jake Glayman A1. Oh, Kogi is an A. Man,
Yeah.
pretty wild. But
Mm.
all right, next up, Taurean Prince. TP, 3-ply.
Reply. I like that. I like
5
that name.
points, 3 rebounds, 2 of 9 shooting. Weirdly, he kind of felt good out there, but like, I think this is pretty average. I mean, obviously there wasn't too much defensively. I really do like Taurean Prince, and I'm looking forward to his defense and even offensive production coming into the play-in game or playoffs. But I would probably say C.
We got a troll in the Discord is breaking up all of our stats now. We got some unanimous Glenn Taylors here in chat, in the Discord rather, and so all of those stats, the unanimous can be no more. I forgot what player we're on. Taurean Prince.
Yes,
it was unanimously a C as expected until a little Timberwolves Daily voted him Glenn Taylor. So
what?
I think he just wants to be talked about.
Yeah.
Shout out to Timberwolves Daily.
Shout out Timberwolves Daily.
Ruining our stats.
But
our algorithms.
Yeah, so you said it was a unanimous C?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. He just didn't.
Also not needed, but there was a cool play where he made the 3 and I think he made a pass. Yeah, he made it. Yeah, he was like the play of the game where like McLaughlin found an open TP 3-ply and he made that 3. That was cool. Yeah, it's cool seeing the bench have shooting forms and shooting the shot and making the shot. That's nice. That's something unexpected.
Yeah.
That's something that we haven't had in years. And then that's why Malik Beasley has like the all-time record for season in threes with 192 or whatever, because we've had ass 3-point shooting all like through our entire like lineage of a team.
Yeah, no, that's true. All right, 3 C. We're doing numbers now. Next up, Jaden McDaniels let me down severely in my prize pick tonight with over or under 13.5 points. He ended up with 8 points, 5 rebounds, as we kind of discussed earlier, 2 of 9 shooting. He did have one crazy crossover that and finish that made the crowd go crazy. Yeah, no, I would say for Prince, Jaden, probably a C. This is kind of what I expect from him. Nothing too crazy, but nothing too bad. I mean, shooting wasn't great, but like, it was decent. Maybe C.
I think the tier list is right. A C is fine, expected. He was set to guard Josh Hart. I don't think there was a player that he was really set to guard. I think he had some really stupid fouls called against him. At the same time, that's kind of normal, so that's expected, and that's the result of the grade. So
next up, we've got. I gotta change the order. It's too insane. I have to like save Carl or somebody for last. I even have D'Lo in here. What am I doing?
Baby Mac in.
Baby Mac. Yeah, let's do Baby Mac. So Baby Mac, where is Baby Mac? He had 11 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals.
Off the tier list? What happened? Where did he go?
Who?
D'Lo. You just like pulled him off the tier list.
Yeah, he's underneath the tier list now.
Oh.
Also, I forgot Bev played tonight. But I'm all over the place.
You are.
But J-Mac, Little Mac, had a great night, I thought. He had 2 steals. Sad performance coming off his 6 steal performance the other night.
That's crazy.
But
That's
still,
crazy.
I mean, he's just having minutes out there where it's working. Again, we're playing a lesser team, significantly lesser, but it's just good to see him have some of those kind of typical Baby Mac minutes that we saw previous years. I mean, this is a pretty good night. I don't know what to grade him. I guess it's a B at least.
It's an A for me. A for me, dog. With a couple people saying C in the tier list from Discord. I think it's an A because we didn't lose a step when we lost D'Lo for the night tonight. We had Beverly start and had a huge amount of success just being a dog, being that bully. On the ball, and then we put in J-Mac and he's grabbing steals and he's like playing with high energy, and what he was like an unknown, right? presence on our board, and like, why would we play him over Noel, and why would we have him on the court at all? He's not doing anything for us. He's bricking shots, and yeah, maybe he didn't have the best of games tonight, but 4 of 8 shooting, getting into double digits, playing his ass off is something I'm not expecting. And we didn't lose a beat whatsoever tonight. And yeah, maybe it's against lesser competition, but who cares? This will build into something better for the next time. And like, when players are out, kind of like next man up mentality. And if you got to be ready, well, he's ready. And that's really now it's expected, right? So now you've shown us the last game with the 6 steals. Now you've shown it here where you're, popping off for 11 and 6. We're relying on you, and now we can trust that. And now that's a byproduct of winning, man. Like, culture breeds it all. And Jordan McLaughlin is part of it. They're calling him the ninja in on the broadcast these days.
Huh, funny. Well, yeah, no, he's in A tier, and I assume that's what the Discord Tearless God said.
Yeah, a couple of them did.
Oh, that's right. You said it was all over. Yep, that's right. But I think you've convinced me again, easily convincible. But up to an A, I think it makes sense. Next up, Malik Threasley played the most minutes tonight, 28 minutes. Wow. He had 19 points, 6 of 16 shooting, 5 of 14 from 3. He was a plus 21, and he got his Arby's. So,
yeah, sure.
Well, you want to do a man? I don't even know what to do for Beasley. This is a weird one. You want to do a 3-2-1 for this one?
Sure.
3, 2, 1. B.
C. Yeah. I'm not gonna need to really go on about this. It's just a poor shooting performance. And that's really all it was. We're expecting. I don't understand what has happened with Beasley, but he went from untradeable to best contract in the league to jail to finding himself like figuring out his role on the team, on a bench, barely being played, being usurped by Noel.
Yeah.
And now he's like the best 3-point shooter in Timberwolves history. All in like one 8-month swing.
Yeah.
We're relying on him, and we look so much better with. Also, I think he's super reliant on D'Lo on the court with him. So the D'Lo Beasley pairing is unparalleled. It's so much fun to watch, and I like seeing it. And I think he needs some like dog next to him, or some like player who could feed him the ball next to him. So like a Beverly and Beasley works well. Noel and Beverly not so much. And so I'm glad that we're separating them a little bit. Like, we're keeping them on the court at different times. And what we were doing was like wholesale hockey line changes at one point in the season. We're no longer doing that. And I think Finch has kind of learned over time. We've also kind of learned a little bit over time. And Beasley's a byproduct of that. Beasley's shooting better now. Beasley's like on the record books or whatever now. He's like top 5 in the league in shooting threes this year. And we thought he was dumpster. Like, stop playing Beasley is what we were fucking saying 20 games ago.
Yeah.
Well, he's regressed a little bit tonight. I think he's a C tonight, but that's in my eyes. But maybe he's a B for you, and convince me he's not.
Yeah, I would say, I mean, I have had high expectations for Beasley all season. I will say I did go into a dark place a couple months ago where I did say maybe Beasley shouldn't be starting or playing. But I have been a pretty big Malik supporter this year.
You have been.
And I have expected him to be much better. So for me, like, realistically, like, if he's not going to be in the starting lineup, or if he is going to be in the starting lineup, I guess either way, I'm still expecting somewhere in the same amount of production, at least like 10 to 12 points, with on better nights like 15 to 20. Tonight he had 19, and like, obviously he didn't shoot great, and he started terribly, but he finished amazing. He was 5 of 14 from 3, so 35%, kind of whatever. I mean, that's a lot of attempts to get up in one game, but he's also our 3-point shooter, kind of like you were saying, like, he's now the king in Timberwolves franchise history, at least for season records. But yeah, I think, he made a lot of shots. Again, this is kind of a tricky tier list just because, like, we were up by so much when he started making all these shots. But I guess, based on what I like, Beasley, I feel like is very easy to grade on the tier list because I expect around 15 points from him, and
very
if he
true.
gets more, then it's kind of like his points kind of dictate exactly how I feel about his performance. That's all it is. So, That would be. What does the Discord say though?
The Discord agreed with me, but I think
Oh,
if you're feeling the B, you got the power, man. You're the
interesting.
true god here.
Well, I think I'm on the fence, so I'm gonna go up to a B because we
We
won.
won.
Exactly. We're gonna be
Nice. I
all
like it.
positive
Fills
vibes.
up the tier list a little bit there too.
Headshot joined and said, "Wait, what's going on with this tier list?" um, but yeah, 19 was
That
his
was
average
sick.
last year.
That dunk, that and one dunk was awesome.
That was. He's
And
actually a
he
pretty good
has
dunker.
hops. He's had hops his whole career.
Yeah, I mean
But
he's had good dunks before, but he just never shows it because he only shoots threes.
14 threes tonight. That's
insane. That's insane.
so crazy.
But hey, he's trying to fill that Klay Thompson mold. But
That's right. Well, that's fine if we can have one of those.
Anyways, on to the next. We're talking about Patrick Beverly, who played 21 minutes and not almost, but was on a triple-double watch. He had
really?
6 points, 10 rebounds, and 7 assists.
Wow.
Pretty crazy. He only shot 2 of 7 though. Had a couple bad fouls and a couple turnovers, but overall, I thought this was a pretty good night from Pat Bev.
Yeah.
Let's do another 3-2-1. Sorry, I kind of messed this all up, but you ready?
You ready for a 3-2-1?
Yes. 3, 2, 1. B.
Yeah. I kind of want to say A, but
Yeah.
I'm going to settle for a B. Yet, if you said A, you have the power once again.
No, I said B.
I'm going to say my 5 things or my whatever 5 words or whatever. Fantastic. He's the fucking culture of our team. He's the breadwinner of the offseason. Like how we got him on our team, I've not understood like how this happened. Thank you, Memphis. Really.
Seriously.
Truly.
What's wrong with
and that would be crazy if we face him in the playoffs.
Oh my gosh, that would be so
Beasley,
crazy.
they hate Beasley apparently, but yeah. Or what? They hate. Who are we talking about?
Yeah, I knew what you were saying. Yeah,
Beverly. There it is.
Yeah. Other B.
No, man. Like the guy would get in the way early and often, and like get everyone out of rhythm. That they had like 8 points until like 3 minutes left in the first quarter. Mm-hmm. Here we are blowing a team away with our offense not completely in sync, but because we're just stopping them at the point of attack, they don't know what they're doing. They lost their first and second option. Beverly's just saying, I'm just taking this game over right now. And it seems like when that happens, our juices like flare up and we get ready and we assert ourselves just like 10%, 20% more. And it's really cool to see. Then you're seeing the J-Mac, plug and play energy. And then you're seeing Towns getting blocks and transition, results. And it's awesome. It's really awesome to see. Beverly is the culture. What happened a couple of games ago is that we didn't know who we were until like the fourth quarter when Towns blew the game away, right? Yeah. When we were like within a couple points against the Blazers, and boom, Towns bolsters us out of out of the arena. Where here we are, we're just blowing the team out in the first quarter, in the first 6 minutes, and that's Beverly saying that person who we don't even know about is going to go off on us. That's not happening tonight.
Yeah, true. I think. I almost want to move Bev up to an A just because of the T-shirt gun.
Oh yeah, do it.
But yeah,
make it happen, my friend.
He, like you said, you said it perfectly. He's just like the heart of our team. He is what makes us not have those random white guys go off against us. And also, he just, he dictates our defense. He is just a leader out there, and it's just great to see. And also he was part of the wave tonight. So we got a lot of good stuff. And I think it's worth it. Moving him up to A. I don't know what the Discord said, but I think this is the executive decision.
Yeah. The Discord agreed with both of us prior to our conversation.
Nice. Okay. Perfect.
Now they probably agree with us now.
I hope so. But all right. On to the final player of the night. Karl Anthony Towns. 24 minutes. 27 points, 13 rebounds. He was 8 of 14 shooting. He had 2 blocks. He was a team high plus 34, and it felt like it.
Yeah, for sure.
He was just dominant tonight. Obviously, this isn't like some 27 points and 13 rebounds. If you didn't watch the game and saw his stats, you're like, yeah, that's like a pretty normal, maybe a better Cat game. But I think with Cat, it's less about his stats and more about what you saw on the court and how the leadership was, and all of like he could have 10 points, 10 rebounds, and it's still possible he could be A or A1. And he could have 30 points and 15 rebounds and still be a Wancho, So it's all over with Cat. But tonight was like the best of both worlds. Are you ready to grade?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, A.
A.
We agree.
What'd you say?
I said A as well. I think obviously this was not like an all-time great performance from Cat. We will maybe not forget this version of Towns, but this particular game might not be in the history books necessarily. But it was obviously a tremendous game from Cat. He only had to play 24 minutes, and a lot of that is because of him. Also, ever since we played Joel Embiid, I think Joel Embiid shared something with Towns because he's been getting 10 plus. I mean, he's been getting so many free throws over the last like 4 or 5 games. It's insane. He's gone from almost none to last game he had 10. This game he had 15 attempts from the line.
No kidding.
It's insane. There's some kind of whispering happening between those two now that they're friends.
Ooh, now they're friends apparently.
And he has the secret cheat code now. But I'm down for that.
That's cool. That's great to see. That brings a tear to my eye, honestly, to see that amount of not respect, but just basically the calls going in his favor. I don't see any offensive fouls these days. I don't see a whole lot of turnovers, except for that really odd triple teamed travel that never happened.
Yeah.
He's making the right plays within seconds, within a split decision, and it's really nice to see. When it doesn't go that way, that's when it is a turnover. That's when it is an offensive foul. He's playing a different brand of basketball right now. The best player on the court, bar none, except for when we're playing the Bucks, except for when we're maybe playing the 76ers and or like the MVPs of the league, right? So that's awesome. That's ours. Let's like make that ours. Let's be excited about that player on our team. And it's been a hard time to be convinced of that, but I feel like I'm convinced of that, and he's showing that on a daily basis. He's never not produced for us, even when he's had poor performances, and he's getting in his own head and playing 4 or 5 games in one game. He's still going out for 26 and 10, 30 and 15, and those nights are forgotten because we're just like, oh, he has to reel it in, man. He has to play with a different type of energy. Yeah, man, the straight energy, straight voltage. Yeah, but this is his way, man. This is his character on the court, and he's grown, he's matured, and yeah, man, it's real fun to see winning, first of all, but then winning with Cat is a different kind of beast, and we haven't seen it really. We haven't seen it yet. And we're just expecting it now, and we can't go back from here. We cannot. So like, this is now his team. Don't let us down, is what I'm saying to Cat.
Yeah, and I was quite nervous a couple days ago after whatever loss we had, where he went into the post game and was talking about stray voltage and being just strange. And obviously his post game stuff is just weird in general, but but like he was saying, like acknowledging the stray voltage and then acknowledging it like incorrectly and saying that he wants to bring it back now. And I was like, oh God, he doesn't understand. Like, this is bad. We might see a terrible stretch of Towns games after an amazing stretch. And honestly, I'm just trying to forget everything he says in post games now, because it seemingly makes no difference, good or bad. He has played so well since then. Maybe it was that I had low expectations after that comment, but I think it's just like, it's special to see. And like you said, we cannot go backwards from this. We need to have this Towns for the rest of the season, the play-in, and hopefully the playoffs. But yeah, I agree. Obviously, we both said A. I assume the tier list god, the Discord said. What did the Discord say actually?
Discord gods agree with us.
Okay.
The alpha law, like the alpha dog in the room, right? Like that's not Cat. That's never gonna be Cat. That was Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler is a fake thug, right? Yes. Jimmy Butler is fake, but he's the leader on the court, and like the Heat are doing really well with, what's in Miami, nothing but fake, so nothing but plastic. So that makes sense for a place like Miami. That makes sense for like a team to be built around Jimmy Butler. And not that I'm sensitive or still like salty about what happened. Clearly I am. But that probably did a number on Cat, and he had to reassess himself as a character and as if he is a leader, and can he rebuild off of that, and can the team be um, selfish enough to build around one player that they drafted, and or are they going to move on? They saw all of his players, all the teammates leave him, traded,
Yeah.
left in free agency, and he's the only one standing, right? So can he even trust his teammates? Can he even trust the culture that's being trying to be built around him? Meanwhile, he's trying to be true to himself, and apparently this is his version. This is who he is. He's a people pleaser, right? He's like trying to make sure that everyone gets what they need from him, and even so, like lowering his production for the betterment of the team or the betterment of others to see their success. And he even said it in a post-game interview. He wanted to, he takes less attempts, he takes less shots to get Ant going. This is the Cat we need, we expect, and we're hoping for. When Ant gets back, when the other players get back, this Cat can't not exist. That is weird, and it's like, it is English, but he has to be here. Mm-hmm. He has to be assertive. He has to be down low. Apparently, the second most, if not the most, points in the paint since like middle of the new year.
Interesting.
What the hell is that?
Oh my gosh!
Like, we were expecting this guy to be just a slinger, and we want him to shoot 10 threes a game like Ray Allen, but he's like leading the NBA in points in the paint.
That's insane.
Not what I was expecting. Also, what I was not expecting is like the transition Cat and the guy who's getting the ball and going downhill with his face first and not post ups, not those like hook shots and those other plays. I thought it was really just going to be shooting Cat, right? I thought it was going to be, that's kind of the Cat we need. And maybe Finch sees some things that we that's a hole that he's filling. I think that's for sure. Maybe it's not still cemented as like polished, but it's something that is there at least. But yeah, we have holes in our team and roster fits that we still are looking for. But within all of that, mess and chaos, it's not a perfect equation. Here's Cat still getting the production that we expect and are needed to win. Without Cat, this team is like pretty bad, pretty effed here. And without Cat, D'Lo's getting doubled and tripled, and when D'Lo's doubled, he can't operate. Yep. Beasley's not open for threes. Like Taurean Prince is getting guarded when Cat's not out there, right? So the whole team, the whole like system topples down when Cat's not out there, and when Cat's in missing in action. So we're truly, I don't know. He uses the word blessed. We're blessed to have him, man. So we have to figure this out with him, because rebuilding without him will be a struggle. Because I don't know. I don't want to be the Blazers and the OKC Thunder right now.
Seriously,
I don't.
It doesn't. Well, the Thunder actually I kind of like, but I do not want to be the Trailblazers right now. It's a scary place for the Trailblazers, even if they're healthy. It's just like a interesting thing.
Looming is, are we trading Damian Lillard or not? Right? Like, that is going to be such a sad conversation to be having. They're having it. They've had it probably for a couple of seasons now.
And unfortunately,
yeah,
there's just no way they continue that team without trading him. I think it's sad, but yeah, I agree. Towns A tier tonight, and hopefully A tier or higher for the rest of the season. I forgot one. Last but not least, by popular demand, Juancho, we are actually going to have a conversation about Juancho. So chat, we have to get some hype in chat if we're gonna move Juancho up from Glenn Taylor tier to Juancho tier. Does he make the jump? Does he stay in Glenn Taylor tier for the whole season, or is this a first of a kind night for Juancho?
I hope they don't care. I hope they say nothing, and we're just sitting here in silence. But if they say anything, we got to use it.
Well, we're gonna let the suspense. Waiting. The suspense is going to continue. Yeah, he'd even jump above Dave Benz after tonight. All
right.
Jake Erickson says it is
the
time.
The chat has spoken. It is time.
Juancho has moved up for the first time all year to, above Dave Benz tonight. Above Dave Benz, Juancho Plus tier.
Juancho Plus, subscribe.
Juancho Plus, subscribe, please.
$4.99 a month for Juancho Plus.
But JBX is correct. This is definitely a just for tonight thing. He will be don't worry, he will be back in Glenn Taylor tier tomorrow night, or not tomorrow night, Wednesday night. Unless, I mean, Jake Layman is the only person that can really bring him up, apparently. So,
Yeah.
but yes, we finished the tier list with Wancho back in Wancho tier.
AJ creates. Don't mistake a Jake chant again, Dave.
Yeah, seriously, this is what happens.
Yeah.
Very
back
true.
to the drawing board.
Very true, but successful Wolves night. Super fun, obviously, just to kind of enjoy a night. And it was the one thing I will say about this game to kind of wrap up here is, like, last time we played the Blazers, this is kind of nice to play, even though it's a bad team, play back to back, because it gets you somewhat of a feeling of like a series against a team, so even though it is, like, I mean, also it was completely different teams each night, but we played them like we would in a playoff series, and we didn't actually play so well the first game, but then we came out the second game, and I think in the opposite of Timberwolves fashion, played better, and we didn't make the same mistakes that we made the first game, and it was an enjoyable experience the whole way through. I mean, we were up by 15 in like the first quarter, and it really didn't get close after that. So the wire-to-wire victory, and a great night to be a Timberwolves fan. But Cooper, you're wrong. It's not 53 wins. It's 52. We can't. I don't. Actually, we could get 53 if we win out. Right? We're
still in play.
Yeah,
it's still
in play. But I think we do.
But if we're at 52, we're resting our starters for game 82.
Yes, for sure. For sure. Yes, that would be insane. But I do love that Minnesota Timberwolves. I do love that the Minnesota Timberwolves win. Let's keep it going. Yes.
Yeah, whenever you see Minnesota Timberwolves and you see win, it gets like confusing. You have to read the sentence over again.
I know.
I read that. I was like, what?
Little double take there. Timberwolves win? Yeah. What?
It is nice. Yes.
But yeah, so that's our show for tonight. Fun stream, fun game, fun to have Ashwin back for sure. Have somebody to talk to instead of a wall. I guess chat too, But yeah, if you're new here, if you're watching the VOD, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and just a test for anybody that is watching the VOD. If you're watching the VOD, comment below. We want you to comment Jake Layman MVP. So do that, and we'll know that you watched the whole thing afterwards. So,
nice.
But yeah, that's our little test for tonight. But but anyways, we'll be back on Wednesday night. Same situation. It's a home game, so I'll be a little bit later. If Timberwolves Daily is on Wednesday night, check him out before our show. Also, thank you, Timberwolves Daily, for showing us love tonight and sending some people our way. We truly appreciate it. Yeah. Fun night, and I hope to do it again on Wednesday. We play the Oklahoma City Thunder.
OKC.
By the way, we have a pretty decent strength of schedule going forward. We're actually not that bad. I think before the game we were 16th, and Denver, I think, is 6th or something like that. So interesting. But another team is 6th. I don't remember who it is, but somebody's 6th. Somebody that matters. But that's it. Anyways, that's it for me. Ashwin, any final words from you?
No, let's go Wolves.
Intro is the outro. 52 wins. We'll see you
still in play
Wednesday night. Bye-bye.